Good day, everybody out there. I am Folahan Oyelekon. Today, I'm analyzing Chapter 2 of Second Class Citizen, written by Buchi Emechita. The chapter is titled Escape to Elitism. Before I continue, if you are just joining this channel, try and subscribe to this channel so that you have access to all my videos. The moment I release them, you will see it automatically. My videos on the plot summary and chapter 1 are already live on YouTube. If you need them, just write in the comment section that I should send you the link to the 2 videos and I will send them to you. Let's continue. Second Class Citizen, Chapter 2, Escape to Elitism. As read earlier, Pa died a few months after Ada started schooling. This is a great setback for Ada. Pa was admitted to the hospital and 2 weeks after, his corpse was brought home. After this, events start unfolding. Ma is inherited by Pa's brother. Ada is to live with her mother's elder brother as a servant. And Boy is to live with one of Pa's cousins. Boy as a male child is to be trained in school while Ada would have stopped schooling, if not for somebody that pointed out that the more Ada stayed at school, the bigger the dowry. They considered the limited resources in the family then. So, their own belief is that a male child is superior to a female child. So the plan is to stop Ada from schooling. If not somebody that pointed out to them that the more Ada stayed in school, the bigger the dowry. By the time she's getting by the time she's going to her husband's house, by the time she's getting married. Let's continue. Ada now attends a cheaper school because of the fee. It takes time before she's used to the noisy environment she finds herself in. She has to endure if she wants to continue schooling. Lady Luck has prepared her well and she has a solid foundation. This puts her ahead of her classmates in the new school. The day's work for Ada starts at 4:30 a.m. That is the new where she's now staying after the death of her father. The day work starts for Ada at 4:30 a.m. She has to fill a big container of water for the use of the people. She wakes up early to avoid rushing at the tap because the tap serves a number of streets in which the households are just like barracks. The case is that of first come, first served. Ada still has other assignments to perform in the house aside from fetching water. These are no punishment for Ada. She's been trained up as the custom demands, and she also likes it for her survival. So Ada also is a very hardworking child, so she loves it. When Ada reaches 11 years of age, she is asked when she will leave school because of boys' education. Ma is not also finding it easy with the new husband. Hence, Ada is expected to make financial contributions to the family. Ada then thinks of getting married to a rich man who will allow Ma and Boy to come and stay with her. Ada's cousin and Ma wants Ada to marry an old man that will take care of her, but Ada will never agree to this. Ada doesn't want to get married to old men. So our own plan is to get married to a rich man that will take care of our family. Ada does not know that our family believes that it is the old men that can pay the high bride price. That is why these men are being pushed on her. Eventually, these men stopped coming to her because of the maltreatment given to them by Ada. At times, She will sing about bad old baddies or burst their bicycle tires. That's house her punishment for these old men, and that's why some of them run away from Ada. Ada is greatly worried about the continuation of her education at the end of her primary education, which draws nearer. It is the address of her school headmaster that gives her assurance and gears her up. The headmaster lists the available secondary schools and that they are going there to do well. Ada feels as if she's the only one being addressed and she starts smiling. This earns her some strokes of the cane, and it pains her that she bites the boy that backs her, and she's nicknamed the Igbo Tigress. The headmaster doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why Ada is smiling. He doesn't know why she's smiling. Maybe she thinks she's making jest of him. Let's continue. The headmaster promises that she will be jailed for the wound inflicted on Latifu, but no law officer comes for her in the end. Latifu is the boy that backed Ada while being beaten, and Ada bites him. Ada's determination to continue education leads her into committing another atrocity that nearly takes her life. She needs 2 shillings to register for entrance examination to the Methodist Girls High School, which nobody is ready to give her. She is then given 2 shillings to buy a pound of stick from the market. She remembers what the Bible says and believes it that one could be as clever as the serpent, but as harmless as the dove. Ada then decides to bury the money and goes home in tears without the meat. On getting home, she lies that the money is lost, but she's not good at lying. Her look betrays her on this. Her cousin sends her out with a 3-penny piece to buy koboko, in which he used to beat her. That is a horsewhip to beat Ada. Let's continue. Ada endures the beatings with the determination that it is either she dies or goes to Methodist Girls High School. The 103 strokes of the cane sink into her body, and she's happy that the 2 shillings belong to her at the end. Ada is not feeling any pains here because of her determination to be educated at all costs. No matter what it costs her, she wants to be educated. That's why she's not feeling any pain when she's being beaten. The headmaster of her school is surprised that Ada says that she's going to sit for the entrance exam, but remembers that the Igbos are a wonderful set of people. Sometimes the thought that she might not be able to pay the fees comes to her mind, but she remembers that she read somewhere about a scholarship program for 5 or so children who perform well in the exam. She's determined to compete for it without minding that her number is 147. So she's very determined that she will be educated. So the time her cousin beat her, she never liked him, that is the cousin, to the extent that she's happy when he fails his Cambridge School certificate examination. That is, she's happy at her enemy's downfall. The entrance examination is taking place on Saturday, and since nobody knows that she registered for the exam, Ada thinks of how she will inform them or where she will tell them that she's going. She never informed anybody that she registered for any exam, and she must tell them where she's going that day on the day of the exam. She knows she cannot afford another lie again, hence she tells her uncle that she's going for the exam. Nobody stops her from writing the exam since she does not ask for money from them. At times, it is the wife of her mother's brother that is staying with that raises her fears at times of feast. but she never tells anybody that is eyeing a scholarship program. Eventually, Ada comes out in fly colors and also qualify for the scholarship. Ada realizes that nobody cares for her and that during the holidays, she knows there is no home for her to go to, so she stays put in school. The first 4 years at the Methodist Girls' School are happy moments for her, while she is troubled by life in the fifth year. She plans to continue her education by studying classics at Ibadan University. To achieve this, she needs a peaceful home, hence she needs to marry. Ada gets married to Francis, a young man studying to become an accountant. Ada is contented with marrying Francis, though he cannot afford the £500 bride price the family demands. Ada is expensive because she is educated, and though the family does not contribute to her education, they are annoyed that none of them attends the wedding. The family members refuse to to attend the wedding ceremony between Ada and Francis because because Francis is unable to pay the money for the dowry. Let's continue. On the day of the wedding, it is only Francis' ma that attends as a witness and signs with her thumb. The couple forgets to buy a ring, and the man in charge refuses to join them together until the second day. Ada is sad about the development during the wedding. Soon, happiness creeps into the marriage. Ada gives birth to a daughter named Titi. She also secures a juicy appointment as a librarian at Campbell Street. The pay packet is juicy, and it worries Francis that he considers their marriage. It is Francis' father that advises him that whatever money Ada has, she will bring it to Francis' house. So the money belongs to him indirectly. You see, Francis here is envying his wife. He's jealous of Ada because of the new employment and the income that she's getting from the employment. Let's continue. On the first payday, Ada collects about £60. Francis works half a day that day to escort his wife from the office. They carry the money to Tinubu Square, cautiously talking about their plan for the morning. Francis talks about the expected baby and that he or she is lucky and suggests that the baby is going to be named Kennedy if a boy. That is, if the baby that's being expected is a boy, they will name the boy Kennedy. And if girl, she will be named Jacqueline. In this instance, a man in Agbada robe is suspected to be a thief. This makes Francis clutch the bag to his chest the most. That is the money, the bag containing the money. The bag containing the other salary. So they are suspecting that a man might be a thief. So Francis clutches the bag to his chest. Ada also says that it's time to make her dream of going to the UK a reality, since they cannot afford the expenses. That the whole family can move to the UK. Francis also supports it, but says that he will have to go first, while Ada will be sending £20 to him every month. She will take care of herself and the children, as well as pay the school fees of Francis' 7 sisters. Ada does not mind being saddled with those responsibilities, nor thinking of saving for her bride price. The ultimate plan in her mind is how to raise her family to that of Igbo elites like lawyer Nweze, who is now a minister in northern Nigeria. Remember lawyer Nweze? That's the man that influenced the interest of Ada in traveling to the UK. In less than 18 months into the marriage, Ada has 4 maids to take care of, including Cecilia and Angelina, whom she pays their school fees for secondary school. She pays £3 each for the other two maids. They do the work at home. Her own is to go to work and come back and be responsible to her husband at night in bed. Her parents-in-law love her for being prolific because as the husband meets her, she gets pregnant. Hence, she's nicknamed Touch Not. That is, the moment she meets with her husband, she's pregnant. Ada enjoys the love and the cooperation of Francis' family, but she suspects somehow that the love is not so deep. She feels that their lives are being controlled by the family and that her husband does not even have a say in making decisions about their lives. She also bears all the finances for the family, while none of her family members is benefiting since her parents are dead. Remember, she only have a younger brother, that is a boy. Let's continue. Her mother died while she was giving birth to Titi in the hospital. None of the family members, including boy, her brother, visit her again. She then prays that her father-in-law agrees to their going to the UK, where she and her family will be on their own. Francis breaks the news of past supporting their plans, but does not support Ada going, since she's earning even more than most people in the UK. Ada ruminates over this for some time and decides to play along, so she eventually agrees that Francis should go first, while she stays back with the children. Plans for Francis traveling are underway. Ada spent all her earnings on procuring the passports and other documents, as they have to bribe their way through to get the documents. They managed to live on Francis' income for that period. On the eve of the departure, Francis takes a group photograph with the family, but Ada does not partake in the photograph with the family. She doesn't even know why. A relative comes to offer a special prayer to the river Oboshi, represented by a circle drawn on the ground with chalk. The river is 400 miles away in Ibusa. The river is to kill Francis and guide him to be successful and keep him from diseases. Ada is confused here about whether the river can still protect those in England. A piece of kola nut is given to everybody at the end of the prayer. Ada here criticizes their eating the pieces of kola nut when they all claim to be Christians. On the day of the departure, all the members of the family follow Francis to the airport to bid him farewell. It has been the prayer of Ada to God to send tears to impress her parents-in-law on that day. When the husband is traveling like that, the wife is expected to cry for love. So if the wife doesn't cry, it has a meaning. Let's continue. While others are crying when Francis is leaving, Ada maintains her dry face. She compares the aeroplane with the coffin her father was buried in, but concludes and prays that Francis arrived there safely. Tears then roll down her face when everybody dries their faces. They now stare at Ada, who is just crying when the husband has left. Nobody says anything, since he's going to take care of the family. That's the only thing they need from her. So Francis is doing that, they don't have any problem with her. Francis writes from Barcelona and London, accusing Ada of not loving him because she did not cry at the airport and did not partake in the photograph on the eve of the departure. Ada thinks it's wise not to try to defend herself. She thereby does not make any response. She sends money to him regularly. She gives birth to a baby boy named Fiki. The co-staff organized a big party for her. That is the co-staff at the library where she works. A few months later, Francis finishes his Part 1 examination, which he passed. This gears Ada up that it is time to realize her dream of going to the UK. Ada is happy with the success of Francis, but realizes that he has about 4 to 5 years to finish his courses. She then writes to Francis that she would like to join him in the UK. To Ada's surprise, Francis replies that she should come. Ada tries to convince Francis' mother to support her traveling to the UK. She says it will be a great honor for her when she and Francis come to greet her and Pa in their separate cars when they retire. She also promises to send money home and sponsor the education of the girls. When she finishes her courses, when she comes back, she shall be earning more than double her present income. Ada eventually wins the hearts of Francis' Pa and Ma. Ada prepares her kids for the journey. She has them immunized and pays for a first-class passage by boat for the three of them. She pays over £200, more than necessary, to avoid waiting for another 6 months for cheaper accommodation in the cabin class, to avoid any change in her plans. Ada sees her dreams being realized when she sees herself and her children on the deck of the Oriere. The family of Francis and Boy, her brother, are there to bid her farewell. Boy cries for her sister's departure. Francis' family does not cry for her, and she also does not cry for them. She only thinks of her brother because it is only him that remains bearing Ophelia among the family members, since their parents are dead and she's leaving for the UK. She then prays that God's ex-boy as he has helped her. So this is the end of this chapter. We are going to meet in the next chapter. Try and subscribe to this channel so that you will have access to all my videos. Thank you and God bless.